Guys, welcome back to the channel. So we have something brand new and exciting today. We have the Velocity Pro Gear Stealth 500. This is a brand new backpack at the minute, and we're going to be going through all of the features, showing you guys what it's all about. There's some quite cool, unique design choices been made with this one. So yeah, it's really exciting. Before we get into this though, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe and hit that bell button. It really supports the channel. But also if you're liking tool bag reviews, videos on tools, all that sort of stuff, you're just up to date with all the content we got coming out. Let's get into this tool bag. So the Stealth 500, we've actually had this bag a couple of weeks. However, it comes out yesterday, I think. It's just dropped anyway. I saw it last year at a trade show in its almost finished state, but I've had the final version for a couple of weeks. We've been playing with it, loading it out, and it's just been, yeah, really fun to play with. We've been dying to share this video and do this video for you guys. It comes in 550mm tall, 400mm wide, and 280mm deep. It's quite a beast of a bag. It weighs 4.7 kilos, so it's got a nice weight to it, and it's manufactured in China. Let's take a closer look at this bag. So there's a lot to unpack with this bag, lots of cool features. I want to start with this hard wearing, hard case sort of front to the bag. So that's really nice. It's got a bit of structure to it. It's definitely going to take a knock or two. And we've got this light in there as well, which is really cool. So this has got 4 settings. We've got 2 brightness modes, a strobing mode, and also a red sort of illumination mode, which is nice. And then we're off again. So this does come out. I'll get more into this as we get into the main compartment, but it's really nice. I love that red mode as well. For someone who does a lot of work in London, I don't cycle, but I can imagine a cycling electrician would yeah, get a lot of benefit from that, having that red light on. But yeah, also illuminating work areas, just seeing it in the back of the van, loads of use out of that, and it's really nice to see. We've got a little badge here as well, the BP 500 sort of engraved into it, and a nice sort of rubberized Velocity logo up top too. We'll now move on to the sides. So they're very similar pockets wise. So we've got a couple of sleeves here either side, and this bigger sort of fabric pocket here. We've got a little badge there just saying no sharp. So Velocity put that on there just because, yeah, these have a tendency to be pierced and punctured by your sharper tools. So just something to bear in mind there. We've got a nice reflective sort of bit of ribbon just running along the side of the bag there, and then a D-ring up top. On the other side, very similar, again pockets wise and with the D-ring, but we've just got a little tape clip there too. That's nice because it actually houses the Velocity sort of logo, which is cool, and yeah, great for chucking your tape measure on the side of the bag. On the back of the bag, there's a few bits going on too. So I'll start with the straps. So we've got nice bits of reflective sort of material on these, again really chunky, really hard wearing, and also on the reverse we've almost got this egg box sort of perforated foam in here, and what that is super comfy. This isn't going to be cutting into your shoulders, into your chest too much. I'm sure it's going to weigh a bit as well once you get it loaded out, but yeah, really nice and padded there, and I just can imagine that's going to be real comfy, yeah, once we've got this really loaded out. We've also got more foam sort of impregnated into the fabric on the back, so these are like little sort of pads placed in specific places to be ergonomic when you're carrying the bag on your back. So nice and deep, nice and thick. Again, this is going to weigh quite a bit when it's loaded out. You don't want it to be uncomfortable, and these are just going to ensure that it's a nice carry on the back. We'll spin it round. We'll get into the front compartment. Before we do though, we've got this handle as well. This is quite prominent on a lot of Velocity bags. Got the logo sort of in the front and on the side, sort of molded finger indents too, so it's nice to grab. But yeah, it's nice to have that on the top of the bag. That's going to be your main, getting it in and out of the bag, getting it onto your back. So yeah, nice structured handle there. Get this unzipped, and we'll get this main compartment open. So loads of pockets. Some Velocity bags don't have all the pockets you need because they're catering for other things. They're designed for plumbers, they're designed for soldering and stuff like that. What's nice with this one is there's an abundance of pockets. It's really tool focused, this bag. So we've got a front tier here, top tier here, which is going to be great for screwdrivers and pliers. They're not too tall, so you know the rest of the tool's going to protrude out the top, but yeah, you can get loads in there. There's an abundance there. And then we've got, again, more sleeves just running along the bottom of the bag here for your screwdrivers, your longer tools. We've got that nice plastic back in there too, similarly up here but not as hard wearing, but certainly down here for like your screwdrivers and stuff. Yeah, that nice plastic back in, it's not going to get caught in any fabric or anything like that. The tools are just going to glide in there really nicely. We then got 6 sort of deeper pockets, so these are going to be for your bigger tools, your bigger bits. Yeah, just spread out across there, tiered as well, really nice. And what we've got as well is quite a lot of base space on this particular bag, which is nice. You can actually get items underneath these pockets, items sat on the bottom of the bag, and also if you had something really tall in here, you're not limited by the pockets. You can literally go from the base to the top of the bag quite nicely. On the inside of the sort of hardware encased lid, we've got a parts bag, so we can unzip this, and in there you've got loads of room for connectors, sleeving, whatever you want really, and you can visually see what you got in there. We've also got the charger for the light, so that's put in there too. And speaking of the light, I'll zip this up. There's a little hole on the back here, so you just pop your finger in there, you can then pop the light out, and then you can just charge it up. So it's got 3 magnets on the back of it there. There's 3 sort of plates in there too that's going to magnet to, and yeah, there's just that little dust cap in there too, which you can lift off so that you can charge the little LED light. Really nice. And obviously you can remove it too and maybe place it somewhere to illuminate something, inspect something. It's really nice. I love that it's removable, and yeah, it's just easy to use. When I first saw this bag at the trade show, I was thinking, well, how are you going to get that light out? How does it work? And now we've got our hands on it, it's yeah, it's not a worry at all. It works really well. I'll just pop that back in. We'll also just mention this little void behind here. So you've got this parts bag which you can load out, but you've got a load of space behind it as well. They've made it sort of dual purpose, which is nice. You could get drawer-ins or anything really in there. And what's important is if you did have something sensitive in there, you have got that hard wearing sort of front to protect it. So that's really nice. Now, you may think this panel stops here, but there's a bit more to it. We've got this little sort of knob here, and what happens is you twist that, pull forward, and we've got a whole load of space in there too. So I'll just try and drag this down to show you, but there's loads of room in there. The back compartment is actually, you know, quite a bit smaller because of this, but you've got a massive central compartment in there to store materials, power tools, all sorts. And what's cool is you can actually remove it like so. So that's the back side of it. We've got a couple of bins here with a removable divider, which is nice. You can go with or without that. And then if I get that back in, we've got some sleeves up here too. So Velocity logo, neoprene pocket there, and then some sleeves for smaller tools. I could imagine you could easily store a drill in there, some batteries, some materials as well. I mean, a plumber might have some fixings or something in there, some bends or something. And yeah, you've got this ribbon too, so that's great for a gas bottle if you wanted it safely in the middle of the bag, not on the outside or anything like that. So that's really nice. And again, that nice plastic backing too, so there's nothing that's going to get frayed or caught there, and it's quite smart. It actually sits on this sort of tube here, so we've got the Velocity logo on there too. This is really, yeah, riveted into the bottom of the panel, and in the bottom of the bag there's actually a couple of clips to sort of accept that bar, and it will basically clip in, and you could see how it pivoted. So yeah, a really smart design, something different as well from, you know, the bags on the market at the minute. I've never seen one do it quite like this. So yeah, it's really nice. And then we've got in the back there as well a nice big Velocity logo in the back of that laptop panel too. I'll show you this sort of clip system as well. So we'll get this popped back in. There we go. And what you can do is I had to twist that to unlock it, to pull it off, but once you're done you don't have to do anything, you just push it back and it locks in. So like I'll just show you again, you have to twist it to pull it off, but you can let go when you're done and just push it back, and it just works really seamlessly. It's yeah, a nice system. When I first saw it again at the trade show, I was like, I love the idea, but how are they going to execute that? And they've just done it really well. It's not a problem at all, it's easy to use, there's no confusion there, and yeah, as you can see, it works perfectly. We'll get this zipped up and I'll show you the back compartment. Now, all that space in the middle is great. I love that. It's really important, especially with that sort of movable panel design. But what that means is there's not as much space in the back of these bags. So normally they're like, you know, two-sided or whatever. But yeah, the back panel is very much a dedicated laptop panel. So this side actually only comes down this far, it doesn't remove all of the way, and this side again comes down quite low but not low enough to be a complete, you know, opening on the back. But we'll get that open and you can see in there, looks really, really nice. Super soft, just looking at it, it looks soft. Yeah, you might even catch the apprentice sleeping in there if he's small enough. But yeah, really, really nice. And what this is a dedicated laptop panel. This is, you know, some of the other bags, they have a laptop area, which is a bit multi-function, but this is clearly designed just for laptops, tablets, that sort of stuff. It's that fleecy sort of super soft material there, really padded as well. Your finger sort of almost disappears into it as you squeeze it. And in there we've got a sleeve which will accept a tablet, a laptop or whatever. What's nice with this material, especially in some sort of, you know, other bags, more dedicated laptop cases, is it actually sort of almost cleans the screen of the tablet or cleans the laptop off as it brushes against it. So it's really, really nice, and yeah, it's going to be perfect for storing any sort of tech in there. There is a little bit more space as well outside of that panel. So you could stuff like a charger in there too, but really a tablet, a charger, that's all you're going to get in there. But yeah, it's nice to have a real, truly dedicated laptop space in there. Let's get this spun around. Actually, before I do, the Fidlocks, almost missed them. So these are a smart little class system that's on a lot of the bags, but yeah, this bag just again does it really, really well. Quite simple, you just grab this little toggle here, lift them off like so, and they actually magnet back on really, really nicely. They look quite complicated, but they're just super easy to use, and yeah, real effortless. You're going to be going in and out of this bag potentially a lot if you're running a laptop, and yeah, it doesn't get in your way at all, which is really, really nice. We'll get this spun around and we'll get this thing loaded out and show you how much you can get in this bag. So I've got this kitted out with loads of stuff. I'm running it as a sort of general loadout. I've also got some power tools in there too. We'll start with the outside of the bag. So on this side, I've got a hammer in there, a couple of like multi-bit Klein screwdrivers as well, just utilizing those sort of long sleeve pockets there. This side, I've got a bit more going on. So tape measure on there. On the tape clip in here, I've got a Unilite as well. Great, you know, quick access on the side of the bag. Got a insulated file, some insulated spanners and a Sharpie there too. Just some easy, slim items in those pockets. I'll show you the laptop panel again. I've got a 15-inch laptop in there, so that's pretty big. It also means anything smaller, you know, you're going to get in there. I've actually got it in the internal canvas pocket as well. It's not just dumped in the, you know, in the bigger opening. I've got it on that internal sort of pocket, and yeah, it just slides in really, really nicely. Feels really nice, and yeah, just super cushioned. This is an expensive laptop, and I just have no problems just sliding it in there. It feels safe. Get this zip back up. Get the old Fidlocks back on as well. And then we'll get into the main event, the front compartment. So get this zipped out the way. Loads of tools in there. So I've put a load of Boddingtons in here, one because it looked cool with the look of the bag, but also, you know me, I love my Boddingtons. I've got all the usual stuff in here, so side cutters, combination pliers, long nose, some croppers in there too, junior hacksaw, grips, a load of screwdrivers in those longer sleeves at the back. These pockets are perfect for like all your EDCs, so your little items, your Volt pens, mirrors, knives, T-handled Allen keys, little inspection lights, tiny little spanner as well. But yeah, loads of little things in there, and that's what I like using those pockets for in a lot of these bags, to be fair, is those smaller items. We've got a load of floor space in here which I'm not using, but if you wanted to put like a hacksaw in here, or even if you didn't want the hammer on the outside of the bag, you've easily got loads of sort of room in the bottom there for your longer tools, your bigger tools. And yeah, you can easily get a hacksaw in there, which is quite important for most tradespeople. I'm using this sort of gap in here to store a notebook and some gloves. Again, they're going to be on your hands first thing in the morning, so you just want to be able to grab them out of this area. I think I've also chucked like a knife in there too. And then in this pocket I just got a load of Ideal pushing connectors. Again, it's nice that you can see what you got in there, how much you got. Yeah, I love those see-through parts bags. Now the inside is where I've got my impact driver, so I'm just going to undo this, pull it forward, and you wouldn't probably take this out just because you don't need to, but just so you guys can see, I'll take it out for you. What we've got in here is basically the essentials for the impact driver. So no combi drill setup. I've also got a Milwaukee light in there too, which is on the same battery platform. But yeah, an impact driver or drill driver is, you know, an essential part of your day as a tradesman, and the fact that you can have it in your tool bag is really, really nice. So I've got that in there. I've got the light in this bin, and then yeah, up here I've got a load of bits, so a screw bit, a roofing bolt bit, a cone cutter, and a 20mm hole saw, just all the, you know, the usual suspects. And then I've got a nice little set of pliers wrenches there for messing around with the bits too. But you could have this configured out for other power tools, or you could have it, you know, some more tools in there and have some parts in these bins, some connectors, some junction boxes, whatever. And there's also that divider there too if you wanted to segregate. You can also get massive tool power tools in there. You could probably get an 18-volt grinder stood up in there, something like that. So yeah, really, really versatile. There is a lot of room in this, you know, this central compartment, and it shouldn't be ignored when you're thinking about getting this bag. I'll get this popped in, I'll get this zipped up, and then I'll tell you what I think of this bag. So what do we think of the Stealth 500? Well, there's a few things I really, really like about it, but I also like the overall design of the bag. There's some new sort of ideas that have been introduced to the tool backpack sort of platform with Velocity, and they've done it really, really well. Specifically, I like this light on the front. The 4 modes, and especially that red mode, is really, really versatile. It's good for if you got it on your back while you're cycling to work, but also in dark, low light situations, you've got a torch on there. Also imagine some real niche sectors like underground rail, stuff like that, dark tunnels, dark areas, low visibility. That's going to be really important to have that light on the front of the bag. Secondly, the fidlock. So both the removable panel and the clips at the back are fidlock. They just work really, really well, specifically in the way they sort of magnet on and off. They don't require a lot of thought, a lot of, you know, use. They're really simple, and yeah, they just work really, really well. It's nice to see these sort of things, yeah, just put on the bag to make it more usable, user friendly, and yeah, it's also very, very satisfying. The third thing I love about this bag is that middle compartment. So again, the fact that you can, you know, have a load of tools in here, a load of accessories or whatever, and then you open this up and you've got all that space in there that is easily accessible because it pulls forward. It's really, really nice. Like I said, I've got some power tools in there, but you could run that empty and take your materials for the day in there. You could have more tools in there. It's super versatile, and it's hard to convey how much space there is in there. You've got the whole depth of the bag in that middle compartment, which is really, really nice. Now, what do we dislike about the bag? It's a hard bag to dislike, but there's a couple of things which I can see would be a con for some people. First of all, the size. While it's a blessing in many ways, you can get loads in there, this is a big bag. It is really big. It's one of the biggest bags we've reviewed on the channel, and yeah, you saw the measurements at the beginning of the video. It's coming in over 500 millimeters tall, so yeah, it's a bit of a beast. Now that's great if you've got loads of tools, but it also may be a bit of a turn off if you just don't want a bag this big, so something to consider there. Also, with great size comes great weight. All this space you can easily fill up. The more stuff you put in there, the heavier it's going to get, and this could become quite the beast to lug around site. But that depends on you, your loadout, how you want to run the bag, and also the size of bag you're looking for. Just some things to consider. The other thing, which is a potential con, is the laptop panel. Now, if you run a laptop, that's brilliant. If you run a tablet, or you do your testing or your certification on a little iPad, or you're a project manager with a full-blown 15-inch laptop, that's perfect for you. That's great, and it's completely tailored to the way you work. Now, a lot of tradesmen don't run a laptop. It's just not part of their workflow, not part of their job, so this is going to be rendered almost useless. It's going to be good for documents and stuff like that. You could also get bits of tech in there, like clamp meters, a smaller tester like this, so there is certainly some use there. But yeah, if you don't have a laptop or something like this to put in there, you might find yourself not having a bit of a purpose for that sort of panel. The one good thing about that is it doesn't actually take up a lot of space, so if you aren't going to use it, it literally takes up no space. It's almost added onto the back of the bag. You've still got that massive middle compartment, that massive front compartment, but yeah, I can just imagine some people might be a little bit lost with what to do with that space. Overall, we really like this new bag from Velocity. It's nice to see new, innovative design sort of philosophies and stuff like that put into the build of this bag. And of course, it's got that Velocity quality. It's backed by a 3-year warranty. It's built to last. I mean, the rivets, the stitching, the build of the thing, it's going to be super tough. It's going to last, last many years on site, and it's impressive to look at. Just the sheer detail that goes into it, and yeah, it is really impressive.
What's up guys, welcome back to the back of my van. Not been here for a while, but I'm back with another back of the van review, and today I'm going to be looking at the new Stealth 500 backpack from Velocity Pro Gear. So here she is. First things first, as it's a backpack, I'm going to stick it on my back so you can see what it looks like, and then we'll have a good look at all the features of the bag inside and out, show you what it's all about, and then you can see what you think. Okay, so I've got this front strap done up. You don't necessarily need that done up. It just offers you a bit more security if you're traveling or if you've got a lot of weight in the bag. But yeah, that's the size of it. Just to give you an idea. Okay, so now you've seen what it looks like on my back. It's sort of giving you an idea of the size of it. Let's go and have a look inside the bag. Right guys, here we go. So this is the new Velocity Stealth 500 backpack. Now, before I start, I forgot to tell you details at the end of the video how you can win this bag. Okay, so the front, it's a nice shape, and it's like a shell. So it's rigid, it's molded. It's got a nice feel to it. They've got this on some of their other bags on the pockets they have on the front, so it's a nice material. Obviously, the main thing you can notice is we've got the torch in the front. So we'll start off by talking about the torch. We call it. So if I undo the bag, and we have in this look in this front section, see you've got a hole there. You literally, obviously, I'm going to do this with one hand, so it's going to fall off, but it's magnetic, and you just push it out like that. I'm going to try and do it without dropping it. Come on, oh, let's pop back in. Okay, so pop that out. You can see we've got some magnets there, and then we've also got magnets on the torch. The good thing about that is if you are working on, say, a boiler or anything, you can stick it and it can illuminate your workspace. It's sort of a two-in-one there. A light on the front of the bag, and you can use it as a work light, and then it just pops back in there and the magnets grab it. It's a USB rechargeable light. You do get a lead to charge it in the bag, and that sits captive in the front like that. So the other thing that's pretty cool is this section here, which is like a deep pocket, and then in front of it you've got this clear zip bag. So anything like a hose pipe or anything really, a work mat, there's plenty of space for that to go in there, and that all sits in the front of that shape of the shell there. And then we've got loads of vertical storage pockets. These ones my favorite because they give you nice easy access to tools that you're going to use a lot. So on a service bag, especially for me, I've got mini Ziclops, mini screwdrivers for doing the intricate stuff of the jobs we do that you don't want to lose in these bigger pockets. And then we've got the bigger pockets at the front to load with all your hand tools. Hopefully the design of it, when you drop hand tools in, they don't get in the way of the stuff above, so they don't stop you from getting access to this area here. And then you've even got underneath these pockets, so I'd say about probably 1.5 inches gap under there, so you've got room to lay kit underneath, stuff that may necessarily not fit in vertical storage pockets, so you've got that option there. And then we've got this dial on the front. So this is like a hard piece of board with the pocket stitched to it. If we turn that to release it, this whole section pulls forward, and that reveals at the back we've got this full width storage tub. It does come with a divider if you want to split it into two sections, but there's enough room in there to get a gas bottle, cordless drill. In fact, let's grab one. So that's the big 18 volt 5 amp battery that will fit in there. You could probably even get a 12 volt drill in as well below it, and then as you shut that, it locks itself. So I'll show you that again. As we shut that, the button locks itself in. So whip them out. So like I say, you've got a nice big section there to put whatever you want in that tub, and then there's a couple of smaller pockets there for small tools, and then there's a stretchy neoprene pocket there as well. When you shut it, obviously that locks in. So everything tool wise you keep in this bag is accessed from the front. Now bags like this, normal style backpacks, they tend to have a front section and a back section, so you have to mess around with the straps to get to the tools at the back. Not on this bag, everything's accessed from the front just by turning that and pulling it forward. Okay, so that's something I've never seen on a bag before. So that's the front section covered. Let's just do that up. On the side of the bag we've got 4 regular pockets and then 1 stretchy, and then you've got a tape clip there. On the opposite side, same again, 2 and 2, and then a stretchy neoprene one. Now the back, we've got a decent, really good padded section to go on your back, and then it's actually got the new updated shoulder straps from Velocity with this padding, which is really comfortable. A little bit of detail on there, and then we've got these adjustable fid locks for the straps, so you can remove those, and then you can access this at the back of the bag, which has obviously got the protection of this padded section here, and we've got a fleece lined, really thick fleece lined section which has got a pocket in to keep a iPad or even a small laptop. But it's hard to say how thick that is and fleecy, but it will protect them. So that's under there. The reason for the fidlock straps, these here, is when you've got this bag loaded up with the weight of it, you don't want to be relying on the stitching there, pulling. It just gets reinforced by those, so it pulls from here as well as just here. So they go back on, they're just magnetic, they lock in place. There's plenty of adjustment on there, so depending on how high you want to wear it or how much kit you've got in, you can adjust it. And then we've got the nice big chunky handle on the top. Like with all the Velocity bags, you've got the tough, waterproof, hard-wearing base, which means It has no problem standing up. It's a secure base to work from. So now you've seen inside and out, let's put some kit in it and see what it looks like loaded with kit. Okay, so I dropped a few tools in. One of the most common questions I ever get asked on a tool bag review is, can you get the long screwdrivers in? Yes, you can. You use the middle section, obviously avoiding that center one so it doesn't get in the way of this, but you can get a long screwdriver in there. If you want to get a hammer in there, it will fit upright in the pockets, but it will also fit claw down in the bottom like that. I've dropped a spirit level, a mini spirit level in the bottom there. There is room for something if you've got a small socket set. You've just got to be careful that it doesn't impinge when you bring the bag forward where those pockets want to go. So they have to be underneath there, not sort of blocking that front bit. And then it's got a variation of vertical tool storage. This is what we're talking about, the top section. So this is really handy when you've got pre-set up smaller tools. I've got some heatsink compound there. This is really handy, sort of a mini screwdriver, some more sockets there, spanners. That's what I like about bags like this, where you can see the smaller stuff, because you know if you put that in something down there, it gets lost. So that's the front section, and then pulling that forward, just to give you an idea, in the back I've put a gas bottle, one of the big Milwaukee drill bit sets. That's a real big chunky one. I've got some LDF, but obviously you can put whatever you want in there. If you're an electrician, maybe one of your meters will go in there. Yeah, nice big space at the back. So that's just to give you an idea of what you can load it out with. And just to show you that front pocket there, I've got a big, thick, waterproof backed work mat. Plenty of room for that in there as well. And then another one that the gas engineers always ask me, can you get a manometer in the side? You can. This is the shorter manometer, the Regan one. A standard one would probably come just about that high on the bag. It's a nice tight pocket in there for that. And then on the other side, I've tried to get my fluke tester in. It's a little bit too tight for that, but it just does give you an idea of what you can get in those pockets, so they're not too baggy. If you've got a tester that's smaller than that, you probably would get it in. And then you can see there we've got the reflective stripe that's picking up the light. So if you are wearing this and you're cycling to and from a job, the light has got a red setting on it, so you can set that to a red light on your back, and you've got the reflective detail on there, and I think also on the front of the straps there. So that's it, the new Stealth 500 backpack from Velocity Pro Gear, the first in their new Stealth range of bags. What I'm going to do is, in the description of the video, I'll leave a link to this bag on their website so you can check out the price, any extra details like the weight, stuff like that. If you want to pre-order one, get one ordered. And yeah, most importantly, I've got this one to give away. So one person who leaves a comment on this video, good or bad, just let me know what you think of the bag, can have the chance to win this one. So yeah, thanks for watching, and check out my other videos. Cheers.
Like and subscribe.
This week we're going to be looking at the Velocity Pro Gear van bag. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? Parks Plumbing. How's it going? I haven't seen you for a little while. Just been busy doing bits of work, bits of business stuff, building a couple of new websites. Got a new business thing launching soon. More info on that later on. I think this lockdown time's giving me a lot of time to think, really, basically, you know, just like things like how can I sort of steer my business to make money if there are events like this in the future, you know. If I'm not realised that if I'm not working, I'm not earning money. So, you know, I've been having a few thoughts on that and just sort of locking myself away in my office and things like that. But sort of slowly coming back to work, doing a few more emergencies now. Before, you know, like a few weeks ago when we were a bit uncertain, I were sort of shying away from it. But now I'm back and I'm doing a few bits. Probably do about 4 or 5 jobs a week, but it's something in it. So I think this week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my first review, unboxing YouTube style. So I've got a Velocity Rogue van bag, which I'm going to be looking at. So I'm going to get this breakfast down me, and I'll see you after that. Whoa, hot out today. Hey, and don't watch the COVID hairstyle either. Need to get that cut. Hey, before I start, I better tidy this van out. I got a really shitty comment off somebody on my van tour video, so I better get it tidied out. And it is looking a bit rough, like, but this is a commenter. This one's for you. All right. So here we are in the van. This is in the van. So this is the Rogue Velocity 1.5, the Rogue. Sits perfectly on the seat. You know, first thing to point out. Nice thick zips, just like you get on Vito. Extra heavy duty stuff. So if we unzip that, then the back flap opens up to sit at the back of your seat. Now, the way that it sits on there compared to the Sortimo, which you saw on my van tour, it just doesn't look as bulky, does it really? You know, it were enormous. It just got in my way every time I tried to move across the van or something. You know, I'd catch it, it'd be rattling around. You know, it was made of wood, things like that. No good. So I got rid of that. So let's pay attention to how it actually attaches to your van. Now, the Sortimo one had like a seat belt arrangement, which were just an absolute pain in the ass. So if our lass or whatever wanted to come with me, if I want to drop her off or something, then I had to remove the seat belt and stuff, and oh god, it were a pain in the ass. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how it actually latches on. So this is the catch. So on the other Sortimo one, it was like a seat belt arrangement that went round, which were just no good. It was just impractical, terrible. So this thing clips round. It's got a like a strap all the way back. What it does then, it allows the lid of the bag to lift up. Rest that on there. This is a magnetic catch. So what that does then, it finds its way home and holds it in place. Brilliant. Nice one, Rogue. Nice one, Velocity. Fantastic, that. When you want to, at the end of the day or whatever, just pull up the catch. It says me, and that's it gone. Brilliant design. I've never seen anything like that before, especially with the magnetic clips. So, yeah, if that's an original design to you guys, that's off to you. The back of it, there's a space here. And in fact, let's go right to the back of it. Take that latch off again. So on the back pouch here, that rests up against the seat, keep it nice and flat. There's room for your laptop here. I've got my iPad. I don't really take it much anywhere, but when I do, you know, I know it's safe in that box there. I'm out of shot here. That goes nicely in the back of there. Nice tough design, good Velcro. Like I say, I do like how it keeps it flat. Back up. On the back here, room for notebooks, notepads, invoicing pads, if that's what you guys do. Everything's paperless for me. So, you know, at the back here, I'll probably keep a couple of guides. So that'll be Worcester guide there, and the Valent book with all the fault codes in, because there's bloody too many of them to remember. Keep them in there nicely. Nice Velcro strap again. Pen holders, Pica pen there, Sharpie, I've lost it. Really good, nice, solid made. Just looks really professional. Down to the front, we have a nice solid pad, shall we say, so that lifts up. So what I'd probably suggest for that is leaning on things, writing. So if you've got like a pad, invoice pad or something, you can lean on there, you can write on it. Nice solid little resting pad there, I like it. So in here, we have 3 sections. So one like a cup holder section, got a middle section, which is quite a big actual opening, and then we've got this one at the end here. So this one at the end here is like a little sandwich bag. So it's got like a foil insert, Velcro bottom. So what that is there, you put your, like, it's a little cool box, I do believe. Put your sandwiches in there or a drink or something, keeping it nice and cool. What I'm keeping in there at the minute, COVID style, wipes, gloves, mask. You know, they're things that I'm using on the day to day at the minute, so they're staying in there with me. Middle section, nice big opening. I've seen people using tools, things like that, you know, keeping sort of like grab tools in there. I keep my camera bag in there. So this is like a little bag, it's got a battery, GoPro accessories, things like that in there. So you know, I'm a full-time superstar YouTuber now, I have to keep all my stuff in one place, so, you know, keeping like camera things in there is, you know, it's perfect. I've got my bigger camera over there. That can go in one of these sections, but like I say, the best thing about this bag is you can take it in on a night. You know, you don't have to be keeping it in your bag. It's not too much of a ball ache to take it out. So that's one of the massive pros of this bag. Section at the front here, so this is for your cup holders. You can get like a coffee cup in there, Velcro at the side, in the middle. So what I like about this bit, little support pad here. So if you do have a coffee cup, just turn it around and put it whichever side you want there. So if you do have a coffee cup like me every day, 3 times a day, you can rest it in there. Any other time, you put your normal juice box, normal water bottle in there. Keeps it nice and secure while you're driving. Great design. If you're a gym bro, then you can put a protein shaker in there quite easily. Does a good job. Proper sweating, it's red hot. Don't know about you guys, in here up in Wakefield, it is roasting, especially in this black van. Straps here, hold things down. Little bits of like fittings or something, you know, like speed fit caps or something, you know, that you could be using. Another little feature as well that I've seen, that I don't know if it's a design fault or what. Okay, rephrase that. I don't know what it's for. There's a little zip on the side here that opens out, but the zip has no handle and it looks like it's facing the wrong way, so I really don't, I think, is it designed as a secret zip? You know, to hide things in there? I don't know, but either way, it looks practical, but in my opinion, it should have had some kind of like easier access on there. Put this lid down. And it can be zipped up. And brought with you into house at the end of the day. It's a great design. These handles as well, you see here, very, very strong, much like Vito, like really strong rubber. It also comes with a shoulder strap, if you're that way inclined, but for me, nah, I'd just rather carry it, to be honest. So, that's it. So the Velocity Pro Gear Rogue 1.5 van bag, my opinion, fantastic, great bit of kit. Be definitely using this going forward. Hats off to the guys over at Velocity. I'm not sponsored, by the way, you know, I bought this, you know, and it really will be staying with me. Alright guys, so this is my first review, unboxing kind of thing. If you like it, smash like, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers! So fucking annoyed.
The electrics. But anyway, I'm lucky enough that Velocity Pro Gear has sent me their van bag. This is the Rogue 1.5 van bag. Sick bit of kit. PB Plumber did a video on it, which made me want it even more. I'm sick to death for carrying around my iPad, my GoPro stuff, my gimbal, drinks, notepad, all the other stuff that goes with it. So I'll take this in the van, give you a run through with it. All the pros, barely any cons to be honest, I can't think of, but I'll do an honest review. So thank you Velocity for sending me this. It's awesome. I love it already, even though I can't really use it. But what I'm doing with this is I'm using this. Obviously, you can personalize it, and I'll show you inside in a minute. You can take sections out, you can replace it. So I use it almost for a gadget / work bag. Other people would then use it for a lunch bag, notepad bag. You can use so many different aspects that you can use it for. But the problem is we're on lockdown, and I'm not really allowed outside, so it's to be sneaky. See you in there. Anyway, right, put this in. Right, now we're safe. Hope you've got me in shot. Van bag. I'll go through a few things that it came with. So to start with, if you look up here, it came with a head seat attachment. So when you unzip this will clip this will keep it in place. A few things I really like about the van. It's rigid, it's got big thick zips, it's got nice Velcro, a little bit of leather on top. You've got this little detachable bag. And I think you can get personalised, don't quote me, personalised stuff stick on there. So like my logo is NB or something. It's hardware, it's durable. I've already had my kids standing on it when I wasn't looking because it was on the floor with my gadgets in it. So first thing at the back on the top, that was loud, on the top. So in here, there's a massive pouch, big enough for especially electricians or the trades, keep your laptop. So I've got the Mac. That's a 13-inch screen, I think, so that fits nicely in there. 15-inch would fit in, definitely. If I go and unzip the bag itself, I'll lift that up. So this is the attachment, the little clip that you get, and that hooks on there, so that will stop the bag from folding and falling. Right, so now that's secured, we've got that, pull this out of the way. So in the top here, we've got a Velcro with another pouch for a notepad. This will also fit in, which I found. So that's my notepad, A4 size, but it's obviously bigger than A4 because you've got the diameters for the notepad to fit inside. So this is my iPad Pro. So this is 13-inch screen, which also fits nice and neatly in there. And also the iPad also fit in the front pouch. So all a bonus there. Got a few bits for your pens. Next thing, which I think is really cool. So this here is just a big flap, but this is a solid flap, so you can either use this as a work platform in the sense of not for tools but for putting your sandwiches on. It's designed for your notepad, so you can write stuff on your notepad. Open this up, so in the bottom compartment here you have, velcroed in, a cool bag, which is handy for me because I tend to not bring lunch to work because I've got nowhere to keep it or forget about it. So in there you've got a cool bag. We've got some couscous and vegetables, delicious yogurts. Obviously you can put your drinks and everything in there, but you don't have to use it for a lunch bag. It's designed for a lunch bag because it's foil lined, but also you can take that out and you've got another compartment. So with these compartments that are on about, you can chop and change. Also got your velcroed out sections, so you can take them out and keep this as one massive bag if you wanted to, which is cool. So a few things that I've got in, like I said, I'm using this as a gadget bag. So a little Vera screwdriver spanner set, Beat headphones, which you lot have seen, stuff for my GoPro, a power bank for my phone and my iPad that comes in very handy, my gimbal, which also got a stand, so that fits in nicely in there, a lot of space, some batteries for my tester, and then the side here we've got two little cargo net pouches. One of those has just got a lead in for a mini SD card to USB-C for my iPad. I've seen a few other videos, people keeping a few tools in there, or like screwdriver set, or your Torx screwdriver set, or the expensive small tools that you don't want to leave in the van overnight. If you do leave your stuff in the van, you can take them out with this. So let me pop a few of these things back in. So you can see there's plenty of room. I mean, they're like the smallest thing in the world. And then the power bank, suction cup, gimbal, It will stand. So that'll pop back in. Also, you can take this out and wash it and wipe it through, which is a bonus. Another cool thing, right? So here, we all know I like to drink these. You got drink holders, so you got 3 in. The cool thing about this is, I'm going to say the cool thing about this a lot because it's a cool thing. So this tab is actually Velcroed down. So if we open that up, you actually have a little spongy pad. So if you had a certain type of drink, I think if you had because obviously these are all different holes as well. So your Monster would normally fit in there, or can of Coke or whatever. But instead of that flapping around, you've actually got a brace to wedge it up the right shape. So you turn it that way for this way, this way for this way. That slots in. Drinks, there you go. And then obviously different assorted sizes. Next thing, you've got removable departments again, so you can move it. I've got my GoPro in here, and there's one of the dividers that you can just Velcro in and out. This is all, from what I can tell, I wouldn't say it's waterproof, but it's water resistant, so you can give it a good wipe through if they spill anything in there. I'm not sure you can quite pick up the material it is, but it's like lunchbox material. It's really nice. I'm going to close that on there, Velcro that shut, so it keeps that secure. Close that down, put your notepad back in. So all in all inside, there's absolute shed ton of space. You can personalise it a lot, which is the best thing. Like you say, you can put tools in it, you can put food in it, you can put drinks in it, you can use it for gadgets, you don't use it for a van bag, use it for a car bag, use it for a lot of different stuff. It's rigid as well, which helps a lot. So if I close this up, if I disconnect it here, you lift it up, pull it out, up to your uncle, if I need your aunt, goes it down. Right, I'll run through a few of the external features. So, massive thick zip, delicious. Awesome handle, nice thick rubber, easy to hold on to. You've also got another strap there, that's a flap that you can tuck stuff under. Tap it down on the back. You've got obviously your anti-slip pads that go on the seat, obviously if you put it down on a flat surface outside. And it, also, not to forget, the shoulder straps. Obviously you can detach this. Nice thick padded strap, hard wearing, ain't gonna be ripping. Nice D-rings on the side, nice and chunky. I like a lot of these bags because they're just putting out there. It's nice and thick, it's durable, it's chunky, it's delicious. Anyway, yeah, so as it stands, I'm yet to try this out in the field. Me and Adam got to use it once or twice before we got locked down. I'm only taking 1 bag in and 1 bag out, obviously, of my gear instead of 3 trips before, which it was. And it has saved me a lot of time. It looks good. I can put it straight into my office so the kids aren't getting into it. I need to get used to the hang of that. Next thing is, yeah, so round it all off. Negative wise, you can say the size, but it's the size it's meant to be. I think if they turn around and offered 1/2 the size, then possibility for other people, but it's a great bag. It's great to sit in the middle. It's nice for a little armrest for Adam as well, because I've got one this side. Obviously they don't have one that side. It's just a useful thing to have. If you take a lot of stuff in and out of the van every night, paperwork, iPads, computer, your phone, batteries, spares that you keep in here that you normally wouldn't, it's worth every penny. It really is. I'll put a... Okay, they're here. I'll put a link in the description of the website below, and you can go check it out.
Remember what I said last week? This is a top secret package from Velocity. More to come on that very soon. What's up guys, it's Parks Plumbing. And today we're going to review the Velocity Rogue 3. The only tool bag on the market you can see from space! Let's put some tools in it. Right, so that's rigged out how I've used it for my installs. So, good points. Let's start here, obviously. For installations, it's massive. Way bigger than the Vito that I have, the OT. Get more things in it. Sometimes that little OT can be a little bit small. So, I am happy for the extra space in here. As you can see, plenty of room. That's a good thing. So if you are an installer, that's one thing I'll be looking at mostly. I'll be looking at one trip to the van. At the front, so just like my last tool review, my bag, you know, I like to keep my sort of like hand tools that I use every day, I like to keep them handy, should I say. So what we've got here, so we've got grips, plier spanners, a pliers wrench, what are they called? Everything at the front here. I'd probably call this the front then if I were using regular spanners on there. So you can see all the gaps for the tools. With tons of space in the room. You know, I am filling even all those spaces up. Vertical storage, so you can just pull them straight out. You know, nothing's going to get lost. Probably something will get lost, no doubt. Nice and easy to handle. So you need the wrench, just drag it out, it's all good. Side pockets on here, just keep my electrical there, my snips in there. Not too deep. I know some of them, I know the Vito, they're too deep and too not wide enough, so if you get like a drill bit or something, you can get stuck, and that's it, the thing's bloody gone unless you use like a magnet. So that's a good feature for sure. Little D-rings everywhere, hangs things off like carabiner. Another D-ring, much like Vito. What I normally do is put my hammer through that, but there's enough room in this. Keep my hammer in the middle bit. And the side, so front pocket. Plenty of space in there, probably put like tap washers. Things I'm going to be using every day as an emergency plumber. Tap washers, shower washers, things like that. All tucked away just nicely. Nice leather material, really tough. Again, side pockets, not too shallow. Little ring here, the old PTFE loop, classic. Over to the back. There's a bit smaller section on this one. So these I'd use for tools that are lesser used, so olive cutter, head cutter. Tools that are normally just get in your way and be a bit annoying. It's tucked in there just nicely out of the way. So there's two pockets there and one large one. Same on this side, Allen keys, and deformers. Now this is a great feature, check this out. Removable tub, branded. Keep your pipe sliced in there. So what you can use this for, you've got like a leak, something that you contain water fast, nice solid tub there, you can drag that out, throw your tools out of it, catch some water, save it going through the ceiling, and customer kicking your head in. Clive out there, can you see him? Middle bit, now this is the thing that's selling it for me, it's this bag. So this whole middle section, massive, look at it. So in here, Milwaukee pipe cutters, drill, hammer, look how much room's in there. If you're an installer and you do it every day, this bag's a no-brainer. I'd be fitting drills in there, I'd be putting press gun in there, all sorts. It's absolutely enormous. A quick down point from me, obviously this is just my opinion. I would have liked a D-ring with a tape to keep it on the side, like on my Vito Pro Pack. I just prefer them on the side, I just think it's just easy access, you just let that pull out. So, if you guys are listening, Velocity, stick as a D-ring on there, will you, pal? Nice solid handle, not unlike Vito. It's like pretty much the same. Shoulder strap too, if that's what you want. Oh, another point. If you're wearing it over your shoulder, what this is here, as well as it being a little somewhere to put some stuff, nice neoprene sort of back. What this is designed for is when you've got your shoulder strap attached to your D-ring and you're carrying it over your shoulder, put this against your sort of side body, and it's nice and padded, so it's for like a comfort feature. I think that's a really good idea, to be honest. You know, like walking down the street, somebody's house, and your grips are hanging out your ribs. You know, this is just nice, it'll just be nice and sat on you, so that's a really good design. Nice and Velocity. So yeah, there it is, the Rogue 3.0. Right, so the kind, handsome, awesome people over at Velocity have sent me this bag, so it's only right that I give it away. To be in a chance to win this amazing installation bag from Velocity, what I need you to do is subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment saying "me please" or something like that. Follow me on Instagram. I'm doing this thing with my finger because they'll all be here. And what I'll do is I'll pick a winner at random in the next week, and I'll send that out to you free of charge. Smash like, should be smashing like anyway. Leave a comment saying "Velocity please," and I'll get this sent out to you. Alright guys, so good luck. That'll do for this week. I'll catch you next week. Got some boilers to fix, service, all that good stuff. So I'll catch you next one. Brep. Can you go away? I'm trying to film you. Go away, you.
Channel. So today we're reviewing the Rogue 7.5 tester bag from Velocity Pro Gear. This is a dedicated test equipment case built from the ground up to hold your tester, test equipment, a few hand tools and paperwork bits, stuff like that. Before we get into this bag, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe and hit that bell button. It really supports the channel, but it also means you'll stay up to date with loads of content coming out like this. Let's get into this bag. So first of all, we have this hard wearing shoulder strap. So this is going to be quite important because you'll be using it to carry the bag in and out of the van, stuff like that. And on the back of this shoulder strap, we've got this neoprene sort of detail in here. Super comfy, it's going to stop this digging into your shoulders too much. Yeah, really, really nice strap. Nice to see it included with the bag. On the front of the bag, we've got these 3 pockets. So leather detailing on the 2 outer ones, Velcro on the middle one, and what the Velcro there is called for is morale patches, stuff like that. You can stick them on there. These pockets are going to be great for, you know, lock-offs or fix-ins, test leads, bits and bobs like that. Just quick access items on the front of the bag. On top of that, we've got this bigger sort of documents pouch. So not big enough for an A4 bit of paper, but certainly big enough for rolled up test sheets or little instruction manuals, cards, stuff like that. We'll go to the sides of the bags now, so they are different. This side's got a bigger pocket here, great for like a hand tool, some screwdrivers, inspection lights, something like that. And then on this side, we have a tape strap, so, you know, electrical tape or other stuff like that. And a tape clip here, which has actually got the Velocity logo as part of the design. Really, really cool. I like that they're doing that with their bags now. On this side of the bag, we've got another big pocket, so again your larger sort of tools, stuff like that. And then we've got 3 sort of sleeves here, great for screwdrivers, pens, inspection lights, all that sort of stuff too. Quick access on the side of the bag. Looking at the back of the bag, we've got more neoprene sort of padding. So this is a area that's going to be rubbing against your body when you're carrying the bag on your shoulder, so it's nice to see that Velocity have thought about that. We'll have a quick look at the top of the bag now, and first of all we have the carry handle. So much like the strap, super hard wearing, really well made, but my favourite feature of it is the clasp system. So this clasp, you pull these 2 sort of levers in here like so, and that just releases. So you can imagine the main event is in the middle of the bag. You're going to be getting into the topless bag, getting your stuff out, so you don't want this strap in the way. So it's nice that Velocity have thought about that with this quick release sort of system just to get this out the way. The handle itself is your usual sort of over molded handle, rubberized grip, real nice in the hands, and we just got the Velocity logo in the top of it there too. We'll get this out of the way, and on the lid of the bag where that lever is that I mentioned before and that Velocity logo, we've also got these sort of high vis drawstrings. So these are really, really nice for, you know, shoving a water bottle or a bit of clothing, something like that, just onto the top of the bag. You might also be, you know, swapping out a broken accessory or something like that after an inspection. Again, I can imagine you can just shove it in the top of the bag, get it in the van, and yeah, just make sure you've got it with you. They're fully adjustable using this little sort of drawstring thing here, and yeah, just a real nice feature on the top of the bag. Let's get it unzipped. These are the internal dividers. So we've got two small ones, two medium ones, and two large ones. So the large ones are actually going to span the whole width of the bag. And what they're for is this internal sort of compartment, which I'll show you now. So the idea with this is that's where your test equipment's going to be. That's where you're going to be storing, you know, your expensive tester, your soft test leads, your labeler, stuff like that. And what you can do is just divide it up and configure it to suit the equipment you've got in there. We've also got that lovely fabric on the top of the bag, and then it's just held down by a little Velcro sort of strap there. The top of it is hardware and plastic, so that's going to be nice for storing tools, stuff like that on top, maybe a bit of paperwork, and you know whatever you're putting on top of this compartment, it's not going to be affecting the test equipment within, so that's really, really nice. The front of this sort of area is divided by a panel which doesn't remove, it's super tough, and that actually segregates the testing sort of area from the rest of the bag. In there you've got more pockets, I'd imagine probes, hand tools, stuff like that, all them pointy things that you don't want anywhere near your test leads, stuff like that, can just get put in this front compartment. And yeah, when you get the bag open, that's the first bit that's, you know, easy access to get to. You could probably even unzip it, not all the way, and be able to get stuff out there. So yeah, real nice thoughtful sort of pockets there. We'll then have a look at the lid of the bag. And here we've just got more pockets. So we've got these two neoprene ones here. These would be great for, like, again, test leads, chargers, stickers, stuff like that. Really nicely padded and just divided by this fabric down here. And then we've got this deeper sort of pocket, which is Velcroed. And in there you could probably get, you know, A4, a book, a notepad, or even a small tablet or a small laptop. So yeah, super padded as well. And of course on the back of that lid it's padded too, real hardware in. So yeah, it's going to keep whatever in there nice and safe. That's a good look at the, you know, the design of the bag, the overview of it. But let's get it loaded out and see how you can have it configured. Right, so I've got this thing loaded out. First of all, you'll see I was talking about that sort of corded system. So this is what I meant. You could just store stuff like a water bottle or, you know, a little beanie or something, an old accessory that you're swapping out, or anything really that you know, didn't expect to take with you and you're just quickly trying to shove in the top of the bag. We'll start with the front pockets of the bag. So this one here, I've got an access key. You know, you're going to be using that all the time, inspecting, trying to get into, you know, cabinets and switchboards, switch rooms, stuff like that. And then in this one, I've got a thermal imager. So a real big tool at the minute. You want to be using these for inspecting, you know, looking for hot spots and stuff like that. It also means you can almost see the inside of a fuse board without having to take the cover off. So it's just that bit safer as well. Great tool just in the front of the bag there. And then this one I'm just using to store various lock-off devices. So different clasps, different lock-off mechanisms and stuff like that. Just all shoved in there for quick access. I've then got this bigger pocket here, just hold in some spare tape for the labeler. If I can get it out, there you go. So I've got a couple of different tapes in there, some yellow, black on yellow, and black on see-through translucent label tape, and then a clamp meter as well, just in there, all fitting nicely in there on the front of the bag. This side I've got a spanner, a terminal screwdriver and a Sharpie, just your sort of everyday usual sort of items that you're going to want quick access to, and a small pair of needle nose pliers. I like these because they're really snub nosed for getting into, you know, small bits of kit and stuff. Really good for like an inspection testing sort of loadout. Then this side, I've got a pair of croppers. So you're going to be, you know, taking stuff apart to inspect it. You might have to re-strip a cable, remake something off that's a bit dodgy. So you certainly want a pair of cutters in your testing loadout. I've got some tapes as well, usual colours there, but you know, you might have the 3-phase colours or something like that too if you're doing a bit more, you know, commercial industrial stuff, and then a tape measure there too. You're going to be looking at replacing bits of kit. You might be surveying a job after inspecting it, so a tape measure is going to come in handy for measuring up stuff like that. Then get the bag open and see how I've loaded it out inside. Just tilt that forward. First of all, sat on top of the hard top of the test compartment, I've got a labeler. So I think testing and labeling sort of goes hand in hand. When you're inspecting, you're either going to be doing it because it's a new installation or because it's an old installation. Most old installations are poorly labelled and most new ones need labelling. So definitely good to fit a labeler in with all the kit that you're going to be using to, you know, verify and certify a new install or inspect an old one. Then in the front, I've got loads of stuff. So a clipboard, great for, you know, form filling, test sheets, taking notes, that sort of stuff. And then a load of hand tools. So I've got a non-contact voltage pen, a heat gun as well, so a sort of longer distance sort of thermal heat gun, a load of screwdrivers and a fancier sort of ratcheting screwdriver too. I've also got a inspection light down here, so just a Unilight, you know, inspection light. Great for, obviously, you know, you're going to turn the power off, you're going to be in dark cupboards, stuff like that, so you're going to want a bit of light to, you know, get you through those situations. We'll then get into the main testing compartment, and I've configured it like this. Obviously you can configure this loads of different ways. It's really adaptable. This is just what suits, one, the size of my tester, but also my leads and the accessories that come with my tester. They all come in different shapes and sizes, so just bear that in mind. I've got a Q-Tech K63 Plus in here. So quite a small tester, like I say, but obviously you can configure that various different ways. I've got all the leads just stuffed in here with my croc clips and my probes and stuff. And I've got this sleeve, which I've configured by putting 2 of the longer sort of fabric strips back to back. I've sort of created a sleeve which is good for putting a tablet in. So obviously that fabric either side is just going to, you know, not scratch up your tablet, not damage it, you know, almost wipe the screen down as you're sliding it in there, and just keep it nice and safe, nice and tucked away in there too. I'll put the lid back down and spin the bag around so I can show you the back end of this lid. So in here I've got code breakers, great little book for coding, you know, C1, C2, C3s. If you're not sure on the severity of something that's dangerous or something that's wrong, code breakers is just a great little help to, you know, tell you, point you in the right direction, give you a bit of advice. And then guidance notes free. Anyone who tests and inspects knows that this is our Bible very much. So it's really nice to have a compartment on the bag to have this with you. You're not carrying it separately, it's not getting damaged. It's got a nice little slot on the bag. And I've just utilised this pocket for some labels, stickers, you know, whether it's failed or it's compliant, you're gonna have to put a sticker on it every time you're testing. So yeah, you just want a nice little pocket there for all sorts of stuff like that. Non-compliant labels, mixed wiring labels, all them stickers that we have to deal with every time we're testing, you can just have in there too. That's how I've got this bag loaded out, and now let's talk about what I like and don't like about this bag. So you're probably thinking, Mike, what do you not like about this bag? Well, there's 2 things really. The main one was this pocket. So this is a great quick access pocket. I really like it. I like the leather, and I like the fact that it's on the front of the bag, easy to access. However, you just can't quite get anything A4 in there, so it'd be nice if you could get your clipboard in there or some test sheets, you know, guidance notes in there, because that's the sort of stuff you're going to be getting out first. But it's not a deal breaker. I've still got plenty of stuff in there. It would have just been nice if it was that little bit deeper. Secondly was when I started loading out the main compartment of the bag, sorting out my probes, my test leads and all that sort of stuff, I realised there wasn't any sort of, I mean, it depends how you configure the bag, but for me there wasn't anywhere to put my leads, my probes. My leads went in there fine, sorry, but my probes were just chucked on top. And as you can imagine, every time you're going to want to get your leads out, you're going to have to get all your probes out the way. But I did think about it a little bit more, and I realised with a Rogue organiser, you could probably shove them in there, obviously sold separately, and that's going to solve that problem. You can obviously see your leads in there, they're all sort of organised separately, and that can sit in there just fine and not affect anything. Apart from that, there's lots of things I do like about this bag. So first of all, I'll keep this open because I want to talk about this central compartment. This is obviously the whole, you know, design of the bag, the great thing about it. But for me, this soft, fleecy sort of material and the configurability of this compartment is great. You're going to have, you know, £1,000 testers in there, soft leads, tablets, all that sort of stuff, and this is just a nice cushioned safe zone, you know, especially in the realms of like a building site or the back of the van. It's a real safe zone for all that expensive kit. The fact as well that you can configure it whatever way you want. You know, you might have a mega, massive mega, you might have a little Q-Tech, you might, you know, we had loads of configurations of this when we was playing with this bag. We loaded it out about 10 times. I had a Wander lead in there at one point. I've had my Fluke in there too, just to see the sort of different configurations you can, you know, do with it. And yet it's just so adaptable. We're not even using all of the dividers. There's more that we could use. You could take them all out and have it completely open, you know. You can really customize it to the way you want to work, and I just think that's a really cool, really important feature. And this handle is real nice. First of all, when you click it together, you've got that affirmative that you've clicked it in, it's locked in. And then when it comes to taking it off, it's just real natural to just slide your hands up, squeeze, and you're open. Like I said before, you don't want this in the way, and the fact that it so effortlessly just unclips and it's out the way, I think it's a real nice feature that they've thought about. Then when they've come to overcoming that problem, they've come up with a really sort of, you know, genius solution to doing it. It's just executed really well. This is a serious clasp as well. It's hard wearing, just looking at it, and yeah, it almost clips in itself. It's just real nice, and yeah, I like the thought that's gone into the design of that. Finally, just the overall design of the bag. This is a serious tool bag. The hard outer shell, you know, these sides are solid. It's got the polypropylene base as well. You know, you're going to be dropping it in mud, slush, building sites, stuff like that. Again, you don't want anything penetrating the bottom of the bag, damaging your test kit. So it's got that nice base and just the insane build quality. You know, the stitching, the 1200 denier waterproof fabric. Every single thought that's gone into this bag has just made it, you know, a real robust, comprehensive solution to carrying your test equipment. I also want to talk about Velocity briefly as well before we wrap this video up. All of Velocity's bags come with a 3-year warranty, which is, you know, a massive statement. The fact that they're willing to back the bags up with a 3-year warranty is insane, and it's testament to the quality of them as well. You know, Velocity was actually founded by ex-tradesmen, plumbers, chippies. They get electricians involved as well. This bag was actually designed by an electrician, so it's nice to see them using, you know, real-world experience and just implementing that into the design of their bags. Let's wrap this one up. So there we have it, guys, the Velocity Rogue 7.5, quite possibly the best tester bag on the market at the minute. We've got this bag and the full range of Velocity bags available on our website. I'll put the link to that below. As always, if you haven't already, please like, subscribe and hit that bell button. It really supports the channel, but also if you're enjoying this content, enjoying these videos, it just means you'll never miss them as they come out. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one.